Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we have the 1998 Roosevelt dime, and we're going like, why is it that the 1998 Roosevelt dime just doesn't have much value? And are there any Roosevelt dimes that do have value from 1998? So this right here, this is a nice looking coin. This is a 1998 Philadelphia from an uncirculated mint set. We see that right down underneath here we have see right down there, a J and an S. And the J and an S stands for John Sinnock, who was the original engraver of this coin in 1946. This is, of course, President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front, who died in 1945, who led us through the Great Depression and World War II. It says Liberty in front of him. In God We Trust under his chin. Back here there's a P for Philadelphia, and here there's a 1998 here with a really kind of funky 8 on here. But it's certainly not enough to be an error coin. One of the things that you'll learn if you look at the 1998s, and we'll tip this one up on its edge right now, and you'll see that it's a copper nickel clad copper coin. So you can see the brownish yellow copper right in there, and it's actually this is a nice coin all the way around. We'll look at the back and we'll see that. Look at this. You can see the two bands. And anyways, one of the reasons that this coin isn't worth very much is because they made 1.2 billion essentially at both Philadelphia and Denver. 1.178 and 1.18 billion at each. So 2.5 billion or so when you get them all together. And 2.5 billion coins means that everybody gets a lot of them. And 2.5 billion coins means that sometimes all the coins aren't in the best shape that they could be. Look at this one now. United States of America at the top, one dime at the bottom, E pluribus unum going across the middle here with the dots, and you can really see these dots. Let's magnify them right up, and you can see this. They're clean, they're separated. All this definition here. If we look right here, we can see the two bands on the back with the line between them. We can see the bottom here where it kind of tips. Well, it doesn't tip up. It stays, kind of tips down even. So maybe that's not the greatest shape. And then when we get to the top, we can see also the two bands here. Let's tip that up either way, whichever way we can. And those two bands there at the top. So this is definitely a full FSB, full bands version of this. Over here we have an oak tree with an acorn. And over here we have a what is this? It's an olive branch with two olives on it. The sign of peace on this side, the sign of strength on this side, and the torch of freedom in the middle. So everything about this coin looks really great. It's probably, well, one of the things that we can see is a little bit of a chip down here, right? And we can see that date is kind of scrunched. If it was a little bit, maybe didn't have the chip in it, I think we could get up to MS64, maybe MS65. But guess what an MS65? Mint State 65, that's 65 out of 70 in condition, which is just a great condition coin. A Mint State 65 for 1998 goes for $2.75. These coins are incredibly affordable. And when I say this coin's in great shape, what am I comparing it to? Well, let's look at a couple circulating coins. This is a circulating coin from 1998. Oh, nice little doubled rim there. Is that worth anything? No, but it's pretty cool, isn't it? Let's see if we can see that little crack in the rim. So see how we have this little tiny bit of crack in the rim here? That would be great, but it's really not worth anything. This double line that you see over here, that's just from our magnification process. We go back down and you'll see that that's just light shining through. But on this side over here, this is a actual doubling of the rim. I'll keep this one out, but it's not going to be worth a lot. And this is what a normal circulating one looks like. And then let's look at the back of a normal circulating one. And you'll see that you can't see, all the bands are all scratched up. Right here in the middle, you almost can't see stuff. We look at the dots, and the dots actually touch the letters on here almost. And this one they do touch up in the front. And this one they come really close. So that's what a used coin looks like. This is what a new coin looks like. And we still can't get any money out of it. $1.75 to $2.75 for an MS-65 coin. What do we have to do to get some money out of this? Well, that's a tough one, because the MS-68, which is 68 out of 70, PCGS says at auction an MS-68 Philadelphia sold for $29. Now, PCGS lists it, the price on the MS-68 at higher than that, but that doesn't mean you're going to get more. And we do have some that are sold for, 67, 68 sold for $120, $130. PCGS lists the MS-67 at $34, which is just harsh, and the MS-68 at $65, and they list that they say there's at least 6 of them. One of them sold for $29. One of them sold for $116. So, what about the Denver Mint ones? Any more money in the Denver Mint? Well, let's take a look and see if we can find a Denver Mint one here. Is this one? We'll keep looking to it. Ah, there we go. There's a Denver Mint one. This is a regular condition one. You see what happens to these when they're circulated. You can see that this one got dented all through here and actually took some of the letters off. Doesn't add to the value. Still worth 10 cents. It's dirty on the corners. And this one, damage all through the back. And actually these letters got distended. All right, so the Denver coin from PCGS is valued slightly higher, but not much higher. So when we look at the Denver strike on this, and what you do is you go to this PCGS.com, which is one of the evaluators' websites. The other one is NGC, and they both do a really, really good job. PCGS.com, we look at it and we see that if we get to 67 plus, they say it's worth 80. If we get to 68 for the Denver Mint, in other words, in really good condition for the Denver Mint, this one here, way better condition than this, but really good condition. They list it for $275. They say they have 3. They don't have any values listed. The most that they have listed sold for at auction for a PCGS Denver Mint one is $44 from an MS-67. So if you want to collect dimes and you want to get a year that's really collectible in terms of you can afford it, go for the 1968, because the 1968 dimes just aren't really valuable. Why aren't they? Well, from 1946, this is the 52nd year they made it, these ones, but they still make them today, and they just haven't changed the design. They haven't done anything fancy, and for some reason, the people who make the dimes don't make a lot of errors. I know we have this doubled rim here, but this is not an error that's worth any real value, because there's not that many people who collect United States dimes that are willing to pay the big bucks. All right, that's all we have today. Love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.